Hello, amazing female entrepreneurs. Today is another session with me where I'm going to talk about how you can make more impact in income. And if you're not there yet, then this is going to be a great session for you. So, hi, I am Sabine Matharu. I am a business startup and growth strategist, and I love helping female entrepreneurs making a bigger impact and a bigger income. That is my sole mission. Why is that my mission? Because I've been there myself. So my story is basically I've worked a long time in the corporate world and I thought I had it all together. I was managing other people. I was very good organizing. And as it so happened, then obviously I had children and I didn't want to go back into the corporate world because I was traveling a lot and I had too much responsibility. And it was just really getting too much for me, everything. And I just felt like I kind of had lost that connection with myself and I couldn't really focus on family. So I first and foremost I took some time off and then I decided actually I'd love to start a business because I know I have something that I can offer, and I was always good teaching others, mentoring. That was always my passion. So that's when I started my business with my baby in my arm. I was still sort of, breastfeeding my little one. After like 6 months, I started a business, but it wasn't easy. And I kind of lost a bit of self-esteem at that time. I think I was hiding because I didn't know whether this would work. But what happened in time, and I will tell you exactly what happened in between, but I actually ended up building two businesses, hugely successful businesses. I now have over 30 people who actually go and coach on my behalf in corporates. That's one side of the business. And the other side is I actually teach female entrepreneurs how they can start and grow their business inside my Quantum Growth Academy, where again, I've had hundreds of women going through that program in the last couple of years, and then I have coaches that actually help me deliver that as well. So it wasn't all that when I started off. Okay, I was absolutely hiding. I wasn't, I thought nobody wanted to listen to hear what I actually had to say, and I was, I wasn't sure whether it's going to work. Anyway, what happened was that I really took my power. Okay, and I've changed a few things in my day as well. Because what happens quite often, and I'm not sure if you are in the same boat, is we actually procrastinate and we don't do the things that, we all know what are the things that are going to really change our lives and our businesses. We can identify these activities. But the thing is, ultimately, if we don't show up, if we are hiding, if we are not doing those things, what's going to happen in our businesses? Ladies, let me know what's going to happen. Nothing, right? Nothing's going to move forward. You're not going to make that impact, income and impact that actually goes together, right? We want to create that impact. We want to help others. Right now, the opportunities are absolutely vast. Think about it. Post-pandemic, people will need our help regardless. There's so many people out there that are hopeless souls. People lost their jobs. They are looking for new direction. We are the people that can help them in any shape or form. Whatever you do in your business, I'm sure there is an angle to help these people. We need to show up for ourselves and for our potential clients. Because if we don't do that, that means that our businesses won't grow. We won't have that income. We won't be able to have a lifestyle. We will perhaps, not be able to work around the children if you have children and, your decision was to actually start a business and be with your children. Perhaps, you have to go back into a corporate job to sustain your lifestyle. These are all kind of like, yeah, not very nice thoughts, isn't it? So it's really, really, really important to actually potentially put something in place that works for you. So I'm going to share 3 steps with you that's worked for me and that's really boosted my confidence and it's boosted my business. I believe there's always 2 things in play here. One is the energy, self-belief, and getting rid of your self-doubt, that monkey that's sort of talking with you in your head, basically that is not saying good things about you potentially. So we need to turn this around. and then we need to take action. So I know I work with a lot of spiritual, holistic entrepreneurs. They love to meditate, and I'm nothing against that. It's amazing, right? Manifestation and all that. But it has to be in combination with doing some action. So that's what I believe in. So we want to, have start off with thinking, what is it that we want to create in our business? So somewhere we need to have a clear roadmap. So that's number one. We need to have a clear roadmap as to what are the activities that are really going to get us there. Okay. And perhaps we want to think about number two, that is a predictable way to actually get more leads. Do you have something like this in place in your business where you know that when you put out a post on social media, you're going to get X amount of inquiries? And do you have a place where you capture those leads? Do you have a system in your business? These are all the things that are sort of building up to this robustness and to having the different pieces in place that are going to really work for you. Okay, because ultimately, to make a bigger impact and a big income, we need to be visible, we need to have self-belief, and we need to have some systems in place to actually capture the leads and convert them into sales. And of course, we need to have a great offer, right? We need to have an offer that your potential customers will absolutely want. So what I'm going to talk today about is creating a bit of a routine for yourself as to what can you do every single day to create those pieces in your business, and at the same time um, connect with new people and new leads, right? So there's almost something that's happening in the background. There's something that that you want to build up in your business, like a machine in the background, right? That's like your offers and all the technology. If you like how do you get leads on a consistent basis? So that's like the background work. It's like creating the spine of everything, and then long term you can then run that system more easily. But then there is the immediate type of work, which is your energy work. It's about how you show up, what you talk about, how you connect with people, how can you serve on a daily basis, where do you show up. So these are the short-term visibility things. Right? So there's kind of like, I see almost two parallel roads in a sense, where it's a long-term road when it comes to business, and we need to absolutely build these long-term assets. And by the way, if you think I do need some of these assets and I don't know exactly what these are, we can hop on a call and I can actually show you what these components are. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. Just send me a message. So the long-term assets need to be in place in the background, and then it's the short-term. I mean, there's also long-term visibility stuff that we can do, like blogging and podcasting. But there's also obviously short-term, like showing up every day somehow, adding value in different Facebook groups, or whatever social media that you're using. Okay, so the way I set myself up, and I went from 0 to over 100 customers in 90 days with a particular way of sort of thinking. I was rethinking. I so totally stepped out of my comfort zone, and I went for it. It's like I almost thought like that there is no there is no failure. That it's almost like I got into that state of I can't fail, because the way I thought about things is like, actually, I want to provide value. I want to be able to make that difference in other people's lives. And I kind of started to not think about myself anymore, because often the thing is we kind of stop ourselves too much by thinking too much about how others are going to perceive us or think about us. Okay, so I almost like detached myself from myself, which isn't easy, but I went out there and I continuously connected with new women, potential clients, right? And I started to create a platform for them where I started online TV, podcasts. So I literally started to connect with them and started conversations. And I hosted those programs. I did also networking And at that time, I actually didn't have anything to sell. I literally just had conversations, which was absolutely lovely. And it's about almost detaching yourself when you are making those connections with other people without having the agenda, and just want to serve. And the thing was that because I started this collaboration and this visibility, and I had like every week I interviewed 5, 6 women, and they asked me, hey, this is amazing. We love your platform. We love, to be in your presence, and we love your energy. And is there something that we can sort of stick together? Do you have a group or something? I was like, yeah, maybe I should create a group. And that's how I created my free Facebook group, which is called Launch and Grow Your Online Business for Female Entrepreneurs. And then I also started some paid memberships where, women wanted to work a bit more in depth, and they wanted to create some technology in a business, because those things can be really hard trying to do it on your own. So this is how my offerings developed. And then within 90 days, I literally had 100 women. So 60 actually joined my paid group, which was just kind of a low fee, right? So monthly, kind of $47 or something like this. And then the other people actually joined some of my other projects. Like I wrote a book as well, and I had a mastermind, and then I had some self-study programs. So all of these actually started later on, and I created those together with my clients because I needed to get that input as to what they really wanted. Okay? So that really unlocked so much for me, and the fact that I actually went out there and I just go and did it without actually having pre-planned too much. That was really, really helpful. The other thing I realized was you could look at your day, and kind of measure. So I used to be a management consultant in the olden days, and I used to actually shadow other managers and see what they're actually doing in the day, and where they're sort of focusing and where they're maybe not focusing. So that was quite an interesting insight. So you could maybe do like a day in the life of yourself, right? You could maybe write down, what am I actually doing in my business? So how much time do I spend, on Facebook, and what am I actually doing on Facebook? Are you scrolling? Are you messaging? Are you, I don't know, are you actually posting? Are you adding value? Whatever it is. So analyze yourself for a day or two would be quite useful to understand, isn't it? And whether you are focused enough when it comes to sales activities. So what are you doing when it comes to your sales activities on a daily basis? What are the different things that you are doing right now? And potentially, what are the things that you could be doing in the future, or things that are maybe still missing? I mean, there's many ideas out there, right? I mean, sales activities is anything from, making new connections, adding value, doing Facebook Lives, creating new content, creating new, I don't know, new ideas for an offer. It could be even to an extent creating a sales page. But if you then start to sort of manipulate the sales page and just swap and change many times, you go back and forwards, then you start to procrastinate again. And this is then becomes admin. So 80-20 rule, don't be perfect when it comes to your business, just put something in place. When I started my first mastermind, I didn't even have a sales page. I literally just I have maybe a few notes on a piece of paper, but I went out there with my whole energy, my whole body, my whole self, and said, hey, I've got this idea, let's do this, who is in, right? So this is really a starting point. So it's just sales activities. What are you doing every single day around that? So there should be actually four different things you should be doing in your business or in your life. Because one section I would say is have a routine, maybe in the morning and in the evening. How do you start and how do you finish your day? It's quite interesting. It's quite important. And I find it quite challenging myself because I'm doing school runs. And, I'm thinking, well, if I just got up maybe an hour earlier, I could just do some meditation and some journaling in the beginning of the day, just to give me that sort of insight and a bit more sort of a boost as to perhaps some ideas, that things I could be doing, how I should be turning up today, who I should be reaching out to. So that could be a nice thing to do. And then also in the evening, that we have to have some sort of downtime or something where, we can close off the day and where we can capture, some sort of, hey, these are the things I've actually achieved. Because quite often we go through the day and we think we haven't actually achieved anything, right? Not enough. We could be doing more. As entrepreneurs, I know we think we could be always doing more and more and more. We're never probably satisfied, right? So perhaps we have to have something at the end of the day where we're like, hey, I've actually achieved all these things, right? And that's a tick in the box. I've done it, so I've done the best that I could in it today. I've been the best version of myself, the best I could, and I've done the best that I could. And tomorrow is always another day, right? So you have your morning and your evening routine, something around that. And then you have your sales activities, which I believe should go onto your non-negotiables. Like I have a non-negotiables list, things I want to do every single day. And then, I mean, the list, once I work through it, it probably takes about an hour and a half every day. Then I've done what I needed to do in terms of reach out, in terms of serving others. So it's not like this is going to take all day. Okay. So what are your non-negotiables when it comes to your own time and your sales activities? These are the first ones that I would look at. And then there's the rest. There's obviously admin. There are, quite often we get like messages that distract us. So how do you deal with that? Do you have a routine when it comes to reading your emails, reading your or responding to messages? How do you deal with that? So I often need some sort of time when I just shut off and, and I create something new, or I write something. So I really shut off all my distractions. So it's a really good tool to actually utilize, or get some time back, because I hear so many times from my clients that they're totally overwhelmed. They don't have enough time in their day, and they don't have a clarity as to what they're doing in the business. So this really, really helps as to doing an analysis around what do you do in the morning and evening. Do you have a routine? What are your sales activities every single day? Are you doing enough? How do you deal with admin type of things like messaging, I don't know, bookkeeping, all kinds of, things that need to be done just because they have to be done anyway sometimes. So how do you deal with that? And it's a fourth block. The fourth block, I kind of alluded to that, where, we show up short term, we're doing the now things like the visibility, the selling and all that. What's your long-term background work that you're doing in your business? Are you building systems? Are you, what do you do? What do you do so that you can actually scale? And what are the things that you're putting in place from a systems perspective that will actually give you leads on on an ongoing basis, so that you don't have to always sort of, every month look for it, and sort of, it's just a bit more easy. They come in. So you have to have some sort of system in the background. Are you building a system? So that building the long-term system is about business development. So it's about working on your business instead of working in your business. I always allocate some time, and sometimes it's not every day. I mean, sometimes I actually work on just doing a sales funnel, and I do it like allocate 2 full days. And of course, I mean, I build these funnels very quickly now. But when I started, it took me probably months to do it, right? But when I build something new or a new offer, I can quite quickly put a sales funnel in place and launch that and put some ads in place. So, it probably takes a few days, and I really have to sort of then allocate that time to go and build this thing. And by the way, we build that for our clients as well. We're going to have a boot camp coming up. I'm thinking about putting that boot camp in place, like a 5-day boot camp for those women that already are doing one-to-one work, and they want to scale somehow, and they want to build some sort of systems in the background so that they can continuously get leads in in their business. So So it would be something like, okay, we'll start together on Monday, and by Friday you have your complete sales funnel in place. I think that sounds really amazing. So if you want to know about this, it's not quite concrete, but do message me if you hear this, and even if you're watching on a replay, it may be happening in May at some point, and it will be some sort of beta program. I'm thinking, because it could be so useful to really work on your business, and putting these things in place, because those things you put in place once and then you go and tweak. You see how it's working, how you can, fuel the systems a bit more, how you can make it more smoother. This is all to do with landing pages, lead magnets, some email marketing. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you don't need all of this to do like 500K, in your business and so on. Yeah, and I agree. I actually started without that, and I did quite well. But I also will tell you that I started as a struggle at some point, because I was networking so much online. I didn't know what to do with these leads anymore and how to continue the conversation. So I had to start offering something where they can actually opt in, and I can continue conversations on an email or send them to a Facebook group. And then when I did launches and things like this, I actually was able to just send an email out and invite those people as well. So it actually makes your life so much easier when you have some sort of automation in place. I mean, it's not everything, of course. Just when you are thinking, I want to scale and I want to maybe do some Facebook ads, then you need that kind of stuff. So yeah, so let's put it all together now, right? So what I was saying today was, it's all about making a bigger impact and a bigger impact and impact. Yeah, right. Impact and income. So that's what it is. So how do you do that? Firstly, we need to believe in ourselves, right? Secondly, we need to get into our heads that we owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our potential clients. We need to show up fearless, and we need to be ourselves. We need to just think about how we can service other people. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about showing up for who you are. Okay. So it's about showing up and then potentially putting something together that's like non-negotiables every day. What am I going to do to work towards short term, right? The short term is like, what am I doing every day? Am I showing up? Am I reaching out? Am I having those conversations? Am I putting content out there that attracts people? Okay. So those are the things that you can do right now, and you should be doing every single day with ease, with, just with love, and just show up. And then you have something around, okay, admin. It's about dealing with the admin. How do you deal with admin and reduce potentially disruption in your day? Because that could be like just messaging back and forth and things like that. When do you do that in your day, or emails and stuff like this? And then you have the working on your business long term. It's your business development. It's your taking it to the next level and making it future proof. What are you doing in that sense? How can you perhaps reduce some of the things that you're doing every single day? Some of the things that can be automated, that can be scaled. What's your business model? Do you already work in groups, or do you still work one-to-ones? How much income can you achieve with how you're working right now? Okay, so all these things you might want to consider and build something long-term in the background to help you with that, and to be able for you to scale in time. Yeah, so that was a bit of sort of my story, and as to how I got from zero over 100 clients in 90 days, and then I built 2 businesses, and now I have like over 30 consultants working alongside me, delivering stuff for me, because I had to take myself out the business a little bit. But without the technology, without some of the long-term stuff, I couldn't, probably wouldn't be in my business where I was now. I probably would be every single day just looking for my next client and just doing everything manually. So yeah, that's so hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions around this. I'd be happy to answer. And if you want to connect with me, feel free to message me, ask me anything. As I said, I might be doing this 5-day boot camp coming up very soon in May, and I'll probably post it in this group as well as to who, for those who are ready to put some technology into their business. Or maybe you already have something, but it's not quite working, because I know how it is. You start off somewhere with MailChimp and then you're not very consistent when it comes to writing a newsletter or anything like this. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to put out there. I have no content. So that we could actually fix together. So watch out for that boot camp that's going to come up in May. It'll be literally, now we're starting, it's Monday, we're coming together, and by Friday have built up everything. So I think that would be such a beautiful fast track kind of thing that would really, really help a lot of business owners. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. I will see you same time, same place, every